Hello, guys. I'm Lisa.
And I'm Natasha.
And we were wondering,
are you free for coffee?
Welcome, welcome.
Hey, guys.
Oh, we have a fun topic today. Now, I know
not fun for everybody.
Well, it had a happily ever after. HEA.
It did.
It did. But it was just so interesting to us. By now, you guys have heard about this bear attacking these wrestling students. And if you had, just, if you haven't heard it, just keep
Stay
listening.
with us, yeah.
And if you have, we just want to unpack it a little bit and see what y'all think about it. But Kendall Cummings and Brady Lowry, they're wrestling teammates at Northwest College in Wyoming. And they were mauled by a grizzly bear while they were antler hunting. Now, do y'all know what antler hunting is? I had to Google it, okay?
Guys, I only feel country when I sit down with Lisa.
I was like, what? So it's looking for shed antlers.
So not
deer,
as gruesome.
Moose, whatever. Whoever has antlers. So you're not hurting anything.
No.
You're not killing anything. They every year shed their antlers and get new antlers. So and you've seen people use those for chandeliers and lamps and, all kinds of decorative things. They mount them and stuff. So that's what they were doing.
Yes.
Out just looking for those. And Brady was the first one the grizzly attacked. And he said the bear charged him, causing him to fall about 5 feet. That was my door. Sorry, y'all. Air conditioner is on in November. It's still hot in Texas.
It's Texas, y'all.
Okay, so sorry. Causing him to fall almost 5 feet off a ledge.
Yes.
So it knocked him over, and it proceeded to kind of maul him and bite him and kind of swing him around. So, and it broke his arm.
Yes.
It broke his left arm. Okay, so Kendall, he, hears all the commotion and sees what's happening. And he tries to get the bear's attention by yelling and throwing things at it. And that didn't really work. So the bear didn't get distracted. So he jumped down, y'all, grabbed the bear, pulling it off of Brady. And then the bear came for him.
Yeah.
So now Brady,
you guys should see Lisa's
girl,
face. If you could see her face, you would understand why I'm situation.
Giggling. Okay, so Brady, let's see, he was the first one that got attacked. Okay, Brady runs up the mountain to call 911, and after he gets a hold of somebody, he happened to see some of their other teammates around.
Okay.
And I don't know if they all went together or they just happened to be there. It didn't say, but he saw some of his teammates. And then together they found Kendall. So the bear finally does let him go, even though it mauls him.
He's hurt.
In fact, he was hurt worse.
Yes. The friend who jumped in to help was hurt worse than the initial guy.
So they found him. And he had broken free of the bear and was limping down the mountain, drenched in blood. They carried him back down the mountain. They first encountered some farmers or something, and I guess maybe they helped call 911 too and different things. And then they finally found the emergency responders. Now, mind you, they are in the wilderness, so it takes a minute to find people.
This is Wyoming, yes.
Yeah, so it's not like, you're at a house and you can say, I'm at 123 Stevens Avenue. They're trying to find them.
Yeah.
So they finally did find the emergency responders, and all's well that ends well. But y'all, what do you think about this?
So I feel like this has to have come up in previous podcasts. And if it hasn't, fun, beautiful fact, I was the first female wrestler for Dallas Independent School District. And if you know anything about Texas, Dallas is one of the largest cities. So it's kind of cool to be the first female wrestler in one of the largest cities.
I feel like the wrestling aspect helped them.
It does. Well, I mean, first off,
they probably knew how to get him off and stuff.
Yes, because who else could throw a bear? I mean, I want you to really think about this. So wrestling techniques, for sure, they would have both been dead. Genuinely.
If they hadn't been able to use
If you hadn't been able, because you can counter leverage weight, you know how to maneuver. I mean, and you're used to being attacked. I know that sounds really weird, but if you've never done combat sports like that, I mean, I want you to think about it for a second. You're used to someone charging you and their whole objective is to pin you to the mat or pin you to the ground.
Yeah.
So for anyone else, they would have probably exerted all of their energy fighting. It would have done more harm than good because you can't just fist fight off a bear. I mean, it's a freaking bear. Even if you've ever seen a bear cub, they're not that small, y'all.
No.
So I guess that's kind of my fun fact. So I found this story super interesting.
And that they kept their minds. Like, my
that's
mind would have been gone.
That's just part of wrestling is learning to keep your
So they were cool.
Yeah.
They were collected.
Yes.
And let's talk about Kendall. And
Baby, let's talk about this friend. All of his roses.
He is one
Kendall, we love you.
of a friend. You hear me?
That's a true friend, baby.
Right? Now, he could have just said, I'm going to call 911, which was the, most people would have thought, okay, let me go get help.
Yes.
And you couldn't have faulted him for that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was not trying to help the friend, but just let me go get some other people or whatever.
The fact that he was like, well, F it, let me jump off this ledge and get to work.
That he probably wasn't going to make it if he didn't jump in.
Yeah.
So he did not hesitate, y'all. He jumped right in with a bear to save his friend.
I love it.
I love Kendall.
Yeah, I love it. They really should be best friends forever. So this is kind of a funny, you guys, we have episodes coming up where they'll also be on our YouTube, so you'll be able to see us. And this just happens not to be one, but we do have plenty of them that are coming up for y'all to see. But every now and again, you guys know that I just had little Miss Ellie. And so my husband kind of helps out during some of the recordings, just hanging out with her while we record. And my husband did not wrestle. And we used to wrestle when we first were dating and got married. We even wrestled when I was pregnant with my first child, and I would win. And people would think, how? My husband's a really big guy. I guess I'll post a picture of him, little husband appreciation post. And people are like, how? I'm like, wrestling. Because that's the whole thing is learning leverage and techniques. And so
somebody bigger than you.
Yes. And so when I read the story, I was like, if there's two wrestlers, they've got a chance. And they did. I was so excited about it.
It's an amazing
I saw their hospital pictures.
Oh my God.
And I was like, damn, those boys.
Kendall was really, a lot of stitches in his face.
Yeah.
Now, Brady got the broken arm, but he really nowhere else. I didn't see a lot of.
He wasn't as bad as Kendall.
Yeah,
he didn't
Kendall
look as
got the
injured.
worst of it. But y'all, now what woodland animal could you fend off and live? Now this had me thinking. Okay, now
Lisa, I want to hear yours.
I could just bend over and kiss my ass goodbye because ain't no way I'd be just like.
She said, "Take me home, Jesus."
Right? That's it. I couldn't do nothing with that. Man. I can't think of one. The other day, y'all, squirrel was by my car and had nerve to look at me like, bitch. And I really was thinking, I don't even know if I could fight off the squirrel because he really had all kind of attitude. Like, I can't believe you coming to get in your car and you see me here.
I'm here perched.
And, just look like. Really,
kamikaze squirrels. We had a whole episode about kamikaze squirrels.
It ain't even looking good with the squirrels. So I don't know what I could fend off. I'm doing good to work on this Bernedoodle, y'all, and this leash. So
but Nelson is so cute.
You
guys will see Nelson on our page.
Woodland animals are not it. No,
I'm so and I have the giggles because my husband is here, and according to him, I'm so glad he's not a guest on our show today because he would tell all my business. According to him, I put us in danger. So our baby moon, I don't know if you've heard of this, kind of a newer thing, I think, where you take a trip before you have the baby and all this stuff. So our baby moon with our first child was in Wyoming. It was at Yellowstone.
Oh, God.
And I know this is not Lisa's jam. Lisa's thinking, why the hell would you? It was wonderful. I loved it. And we went to take some pictures down by this stream under a bridge. And I know this is all sounding bad. And my dad was like, hey, peek around there for bears. And my husband was like, what? He was like, I'm sorry, what did you just say? And my dad was so serious. My dad he was being very serious. Like,
What do you even do? Like, see, that's the thing. I guess.
So I've encountered a bear before.
So is it kind of live and let live? Like if you're not really in their
Both.
space, they kind of leave
I've
you
done
alone?
that. They're very aggressive if there's cubs around. And that's the one time I do not think I would live. Honestly, they get really aggressive.
So do they just have babies at certain times of the year? Or
yes,
is it, okay, so you kind of maybe just.
The first time I encountered a bear, I think I was in 4th grade or 5th grade. And I remember saying, damn, that's a big bear. And my scream, I guess I was really loud. And the scream scared the bear off.
Probably high pitched.
I guess it was. I was a little. I bet that bear was like, "What the fuck is that?" and just ran off. And my mom, my mom, guys, people from the hood now, it's not the same as hood back in the day. The hood now got some amenities.
They weren't scared of no bears.
Back in the day, it was a little different. And my mom was like, if you don't get your block, you can insert the word up here right now. And my dad is cracking up. And I'm standing here with a slingshot. What is a slingshot going to do?
What could you do for a bear?
That tells you how country I am.
There's got to be repellent.
Well, there's bear spray. Have you... Oh, no, this would not be your jam. Okay, so you can use bear spray.
What is that? Just repels them.
It's like mace for bears. It's yeah.
So, but you have to get up on them to use it.
No. That's like if you're within like an 8-foot range.
So just spray it in the vicinity. And
No, Lisa. This isn't like bug spray. I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. Yes, you have to be up on them. You have to be in danger to use it.
No.
Oh, you mean like a bear repellent?
Yeah, I mean,
there's no such thing.
Something where they just will leave you alone?
No.
That's why I don't go camping, y'all.
Guys.
And, okay, what? I was just thinking, woodland animals, squirrels, I think raccoons. I wouldn't have a good chance with that. What else?
No, raccoons beavers. Are fucking fat. Beavers are vicious. Seriously.
And they have big teeth. We know that. They
true.
Do.
But beavers are the beavers. And
if they can saw off wood,
well, yeah, they can bite your arm off.
Something. Yeah.
What woodland creature?
There's not a,
man.
Y'all, okay, wait. Even birds. Now, let me tell y'all. One time a bird got in my house. Don't ask me how.
They do.
Like the door. No. I'm lying. It was in my house. I'm not lying about that. He came through the chimney flue.
Don't say that, Lisa. That's one of my fears. Oh my God.
He came through the chimney.
Okay,
and it was so weird because my oldest kid was in school. I think she was in kindergarten or something. And I had like maybe a 2-year-old home. And I was hearing something in the fireplace, and I kind of knew that, but I'm thinking, well, the flue would stop him,
yeah.
And, whatever.
But it was open.
Oh my gosh. He came through there. I threw the 2-year-old in the bedroom, closed the door, ran and opened the front door and the back door, and just, Mr. Bird, find your way out, please. And went in the bedroom with the 2-year-old.
No, you didn't.
It is so loud, y'all.
It is.
Birds, you think, oh, these sweet little.
No.
They're
flying into everything.
They're
panicked. They're making all their noise.
Wings.
Oh, well, yeah.
Their actual wings are so loud. So,
guys, this is the funniest episode to me.
It ain't looking good.
Again.
I can't think of one woodland animal I could come out unscathed.
Okay, I'm gonna let my husband.
Encounter.
I want my husband to text. I just refuse to have him if he's not a guest today, but maybe he can text me one he thinks that I could. I will tell you this: we went to our first vacation together, guys. I like camping, so I just want y'all to know that's most of the vacations you hear are going to be camping. We went to the Grand Canyon, and the elk were in love with my husband, and we're walking up to him like he was like Jesus. The second coming.
He must.
He emits something. He must.
Scent.
They love him.
Isn't that that's their love language? Must.
It is. It's like sometimes, and I was like, I don't know what kind of pheromone situation thing is happening, but I was like, okay, now don't get out here and get too comfortable.
They're getting okay.
We got to read animal stories.
People are getting gored and things by some of these animals, like bison.
Okay.
And I think, was there an elk or something that
Have you ever
somebody?
been? Yes, and they shouldn't have been messing with it.
I'm just saying, even the ones that we think are kind of nice are kind of not.
They're wild animals.
Yeah, they are.
So my husband's vote, guys, and this is so funny. What woodland creatures we could escape? My husband said, for you, a rabbit.
Oh yeah,
He feels like you could get away from a rabbit.
I'm cool with rabbits
because rabbits aren't as vicious as squirrels.
My old house that my kids grew up in.
There are a lot of rabbits over there.
There are tons of rabbits.
Yes,
we had Watership Down. You know, y'all know that book. Did you ever read that as a kid?
No.
It's a whole rabbit.
Okay,
but it's not like a Peter Rabbit, Sweet Rabbits. I mean, it's like a for real fantasy rabbit thing. We had the whole situation in our yard. I'm not kidding you. And they weren't even scared no more. It was like, oh, y'all home? You know, kind of like when you drive up, like, oh, hey. It was like that. And now I am a live and let live if you stay out of my space.
Yeah.
Now, we had a big acre lot and real tree in the back. Now, y'all stay in your space.
And I'll stay over here.
I am so cool. But once you cross that line,
then it's on.
I don't know what I have to do to get you out, but I'm going to find something.
So my husband's vote for me would be a bison. And I'm going to agree. I need to.
But those are the ones that have gored people.
I've touched them multiple times, and you're not. I really have
why do you think they gored people? Because what happened?
They agitate them. No, I'm serious. Listen, I know. So guys, just so you know, I think we talked about this. I want a pet.
I know you love bison.
I love them.
I'm saying,
I have
what sets them off, I guess, is what I'm saying. Is it like a certain time when they're
mating? So when mating season, leave them alone. Okay. And I don't know why. Yes, I do. During mating season, they're very active. They're very, typically you go visit. They're kind of just lazy, chill, live and let live animals. They're huge. They're like huge, huge dogs. But in mating season, they are not friendly. And during mating season is when all these people decide, let's go take cool selfies. Let's turn on the flash. Why would you turn on flash with a wild animal? Do you think they've seen flash before? This is stupid.
Well, the other day there was a lady, I didn't get her name. It was in Texas. She was in Texas, but she had been somewhere like that, Wyoming, Grand Canyon, somewhere.
Okay.
And I want to say she was a photographer or something, and she was taking pictures of them. And she wasn't like real near, but I guess near enough to get the picture. And one kind of turned on her. But oddly enough, she was, what was the word? She's philosophical about it and not mad. And she raises money that's like her favorite animal, the whole thing. So it wasn't upset. Like a thing, like I hate them now. Which was interesting to me too. And she even started to cry, not in a bad way, like it hurt me, but like, I don't want anybody to take this, like, you think that they're not good animals and things. So I guess it just kind of wrong place. They weren't in the mood, whatever. And she was kind of in a bush, like. Oh,
it startled them. I'm sure it startled them.
And he just came for her. But I don't really know.
But they may have the same philosophy as you. And I always think of this because you kind of, my favorite entrance anyway, you go through Grand Teton before you get into Yellowstone. And I always think, okay, I'm in their house.
Yes.
I'm in their house now. And that's always, and that may be why I get very, very close to animals and never have any things, because my entire demeanor, my whole mindset is I'm in their house.
Yes, I'm going to be polite.
I'm going to be polite.
Good manners.
That's right. I'm going to, if you see any animal with their young, if you run up on me with Ellie, you are going to meet the girl from the hood. So why would you think you can run up on a bear?
I
with bear cubs. And so we're now in their backyard.
I just don't go.
Yeah, and that's not. I mean, that's just not your jam.
Not my jam.
And
but the story was fascinating to me. I think it spoke to friendship in just a wonderful way.
Determination. I mean, he was determined. Right. Like, I'm trying to get his attention, which is what they do tell you to do. If you're safe enough distance away, if you can distract them, divert their attention, a lot of times they won't end up attacking you. It pulls them out of this moment and then they run off. And that is what typically happens.
And it seems like they it's not like they attack you and just keep attacking you.
No.
So from the story,
they pretty much so attack you and they're like, yeah, bitch, I told you. Right. And then they run off.
Right. And then they kind of come back. Yeah. So it's not like a constant
Now, you know who doesn't do that?
Chance to get away.
That's in that same area. And this would be my bigger fear, wolves.
Oh. And then there's packs.
Wolves do not.
So it would be kind of it wouldn't be just one, I'm sure.
Before we get ready to go to our sexiest man alive, I'll tell y'all a really funny true story. So I've been to Yellowstone more than 7 times. It's one of my favorite places. And as a kid, I used to say, and I was a chubby kid, I used to say, well, Mommy, we just have to be faster than the fattest fat person. And then they won't get us, because any animal would want to eat the biggest person. It's the thing of like a turkey. They want the biggest one. And so that was my logic from childhood into adulthood. And so here I am. I'm like 6 months or so pregnant, 6 or 7 months pregnant. I'm at Yellowstone. I'll post a picture, y'all, just to paint the whole thing. I'm at Yellowstone, and there's a mama bear cubs, and like a couple other bears. Now they're way in the distance. Okay. So you see these wildlife photographers with these lenses. They're like 3 feet, all these people. And if you've ever been, you all kind of pull over and you just kind of, you look, and you may get out of your car to get good pictures, but you're not running up the mountain. Mm-hmm. Right. So my dad and my husband, they're going. My husband's just a kid from the hood, like, whoa, those are bears. Okay. And they can't get me. So they're looking, and I'm looking too. And I turned to my mom, because my parents went with us. They refused to let me go that many months pregnant by myself, or just me and my husband. And I look at my mom and I said, Mom, oh my God, I'm the person. She said, baby, what do you mean? I said, Mama, I'm the fattest fat person out here. I'm the one that can't run. And she bust out. I was so serious. I was like, oh crap, get me back to the truck. And so my mom and we start headed back, because I was serious. I was like, wait a minute. If something happens, I'm the bait. I'm the
like those Wile E. Coyote cartoons. Yes. And he's like a pork chop.
Yes. I am the 2-for-1 special here. And so we're headed back to the truck, and I look over across the way, and there's a pack of wolves watching all of us.
Oh my gosh.
And that was scarier to me than any bear, any elk, I've seen it all.
Yeah.
The wolves were scary because they were silent, and everyone was so distracted by these bears, we didn't see this pack of wolves.
And they're hunt like endurance.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's not like a little bit and then leave.
No, they don't let up.
They would just keep coming, and not just one.
No.
Pretty soon they're all joining it. Yeah.
There was at least probably a dozen. I would say 9 to a dozen of them. And they were huge. You also don't realize how big they are. This is not like a house dog.
Yeah.
This isn't even a German Shepherd. They are huge. And so my mom was like, get in the car, get in the car. And so I'm trying to flag my dad. I'm like, Dad, but there's at least 40 to 50 people. And at this point, the Rangers have pulled up and they're like, hey guys, take your pictures. Let's go. Y'all are blocking the road. So by the time, and this wasn't much time, we're talking 1 minute, maybe 2. By the time my husband and my dad come back, those wolves were laying so low, you could barely see them.
Oh, wow.
But they were all there waiting. And I was like, it's time to go. I'm the fattest fat person here. I'm the slow one. Let's go. So yeah, that's my little
note to self. Stay the hell away from Yellowstone. That's me.
No, it's beautiful.
Okay. Up next, our picks for the sexiest man alive this week. But first, a message from our sponsor, BetterHelp.
During hard times, it can get really difficult if you don't have anyone to talk to. Being alone with your thoughts can be an isolating feeling that can allow negativity to consume you.
This is why we are sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to.
There is a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. You just fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then you get matched with the therapist in under 48 hours.
Then you schedule secure video and phone sessions. Plus, you can exchange unlimited messages, and everything you share is completely confidential. You can request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime.
Join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. So many people use BetterHelp that they are currently recruiting additional therapists in all 50 states.
Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/free for coffee. That's betterhelp.com/free-for-coffee. Okay, my sexiest man alive this week is Michael Strahan from Good Morning America.
I know who. You took my man.
And also, he's on football. I don't know which channel. Is it Fox?
I think it's Fox. And then
he does some game shows.
He does a lot. He's a hard-working man.
Right?
He's a little Jamaican.
But he is so funny and personable. I love, he talks about his kids, and, he's his
daughters
dad.
are gorgeous.
I think he's got 5 kids. I want to say
quite
a few, 4 or 5.
You have 4 kids. What do you mean quite a few?
I know, but that's quite a few. Now it's always 2 point whatever. The twins live with him, I believe.
I think so.
And the rest of them are older, grown. You never hear him with a girlfriend anymore. He used to date Eddie Murphy's ex, and they were engaged and broke up, and that's been some years ago. And
but he has 4 kids.
He doesn't say anything about that, but but I'm sure he's got somebody. But he's just so sweet, and typically I'm not so attracted to jocks. I mean, that's just not my jam.
No, that's not your thing.
But he's just sweet. He's just a sweet, funny, hardworking guy, and just kind of age appropriate.
I have a thing for Gap, so I've always.
He does have a Gap, doesn't he? Yes, he's just cute, just sweet. Cute. Yeah.
So I feel like Kendall should be our sexiest man alive this week. He's damn sure best friend of the year. That's for sure.
Of the decade, baby.
Girl, no joke. But mine is Josh Dallas. Do you know who that is?
The name sounds so familiar. Who is that?
So he was charming on Once Upon a Time, which was like a long-running series.
Oh, I do know him.
Okay. But I love Manifest, which they are in their final season on Netflix.
He is in that.
Yes, he is.
I've seen that a few times, but that takes too much brain power for me.
Manifest?
Trying to figure it out.
Oh, I love it. Okay. I love it.
Okay.
And so, yes, that's my pick.
He is a cutie.
That's my pick. Josh Dallas. Cutie. Yeah, he's my pick. And in this season, he looks like he would jump down and fight a bear for you. He does. Well, he looks. I don't know if he would.
Me and Kennedy, Book Club Kennedy, we used to say, "Now he'd take a bullet for you."
Yeah,
that was our
thing of like,
yes, our gauge of
and
how
Kendall
much a guy loved
literally, literally, he probably would rather taken a bullet than fought a bear.
Right?
I would imagine.
I think I would.
I know that I would. Okay, loves. Thank you for pulling up a chair and joining us for coffee. Please subscribe to Are You Free for Coffee podcast wherever you are listening. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode and find joy in the little things. Until next time.
Part of the Boundless Audio Podcast Network.